National Neighborhood Watch Committee is hoping to garner your support as they team up this year to fight crime and help create safer neighborhoods. Live with us this morning are the co-chair of the committee, Mr. Keno Wong, and National Coordinator Assistant Superintendent of Police, Wilton Johnson. Gentlemen, welcome to the morning edition.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Johnson, talk to us a little bit about the formation of the committee. How did it come about?
Well, first of all, it was launched in April 30th, 2018 by the Right Honorable Hubert Minnis. He see the need of combining the community with the police force and trying to help, because you know the folks, the presidents in these areas, you know, they are the ones who get the eyes and the ears. Even though the police have them, they are better equipped to give us information quicker. And therefore, we have 92 in New Providence, 16 in Grand Bahama, 11 in Abaco prior to the Hurricane Dorian. And of course, we just came on Eleuthera a week ago, and we established some throughout the whole Eleuthera, Spanish Well, Harbour Island, North, South, and Central, the entire Eleuthera. And our next trip will be heading to Exuma. So we want to hit all the busy islands of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas that start this National Neighborhood Watch, which has really helped in fighting crime in our country.
And speaking of that, what are some of the efforts the Neighborhood Watch Committee is doing, I guess, to keep our community safe?
Well, you know, prior to even the National Neighborhood Watch concert, we always had Neighborhood Watch in the various areas. And so, hence, when we were established this on April the 30th, 2018, we sort of went out and reached out to these presidents and neighborhood watches and combined them and put them under the NNWC. And since then, they've been strengthened, and we've learned a lot from them. They've learned a lot from us. And in that, we have liaison officers who work along with them and establishing roles. But the main thing is that the Neighborhood Watch presidents and vice presidents, they really run the show. The police is only there to assist. If you look at our org chart, you'll have me as the coordinators. We have the two co-chairs in the form of Alicia Hart and Mr. Keno Wong. And then under them are the presidents and vice presidents of the various neighborhood watches. And again, we have a cohesiveness where we meet once a month, and in another couple of weeks we'll have a rally, a march. It's a lot of stuff that we have planned for the entire year.
How effective has the committee been in its efforts?
Oh, great. Especially the new two co-chairs coming in on the 14th of December. They take off with a ball of speed. I have to slow them down a bit, but they're doing a great job, and we're working greatly together. And of course, the Commissioner of Police and the Minister and the officers, everybody's behind this effort, because it's helping the police do their job as well. And like I said, they're the ears and the eyes on the ground, because they're in the community. And by them being in the community, they can come to us and say some things to us, and then we go. We tell them while they're on the patrol, observe and report. We don't want them to get involved with no shootout or anything, because we have some neighborhood watchers who've been around before, who are on patrol with firearms and all, the licensed firearms, of course, but we tell them the ease of that. What you see, report to us, and then we do the job. We were trained to do that.
Now, Mr. Wong, I know you're also on the ground in the Neighborhood Watch Committee. Talk to us a little bit about how can the public and residents, I guess, get involved and assist the committee?
Well, first of all, good morning, Bahamas, and good morning to all of our Neighborhood Watch groups throughout the Bahamas, from Grand Bahama, Eleuthera, those who are residents of Abaco, and especially those here in New Providence. To get involved is a simple process by getting in contact with probably one of your closest police departments, whether it's in the east, the south, the west, or central of New Providence. And once you go into those police stations, we have what we call liaison officers who are a part of the program. And so therefore, those liaison officers can really assist you in setting up your neighborhood watch groups with the assistance of the national committee, which is the NNWC, from the co-chairs Alicia Hart and myself, along with others who have been in the program for a while, ever since it's been launched from April 30th, 2018. You know, so overall, the Neighborhood Watch is a group of professional individuals throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas who have the vision to have safer and better communities, not just for them, but for their families. And that's the importance of the program, is to create safer and better communities. So at the end of the day, like ASP Wilton Johnson said, it is a partnership with the residents and the police department to bring our communities closer to each other. But overall, when we look at our neighborhood groups, we realize that you become more comfortable with who are the people in your neighborhood. You get to know your neighbors better. You get to know your community better. And so the NNWC is such a massive organization that it's going to become greater as the years comes and go.
What are some of the concerns you've been hearing from residents on the ground?
Some of the concerns are perhaps more patrol in their communities. The timely matter of calling 911 or 919 to get the assistance. That's some of their concerns. And also how to detect the criminal element. As we always in our classes, is one thing, observe and report. But also when you observe and report, you have to be diligent by knowing what you are reporting and what you are observing. So when you pass on those relevant information to the police department, they will know exactly who they're looking for, what they're looking for in terms of the vehicles, the individual, and so forth. And so the concerns is basically making sure that the department, the police department, act on a timely manner to assist our residents in time of need.
Would the committee be, I guess, branching off into smaller groups to tackle, I guess, the smaller communities here in the capital and around our islands?
We have smaller groups. For instance, in my community, Johnson Terrace, is only 45 homes. And so that is a small community. And you have other communities like Industrial Gardens number 3. They are very small, knitted community, one way in, one way out. And so those areas are on board and they're doing exceptionally well.
Any advice you want to give to residents to remain safe in 2020?
Be vigilant. Be vigilant, be observant, and continue to watch for those criminal elements that comes into your community. Also, we want to touch on one thing before we leave here today. We have our second annual March and Family Rally Fund Day, which is on February 22nd, which is a Saturday, that leaves from Windsor Park, and we march through the streets onto East Street, onto Gibbs Corner, onto Chapel Street, and then head straight into our Waukee, where we're going to have a fantastic day for our entire communities. And every Bahamian is invited to be a part of this spectacular event. And then we have our annual church service, the first annual church service for the NNWC, which will take place on February 23rd at Evangelistic Temple under the leadership of Dr. Vaughn Gash. And so the minister, Marvin Deans, will also be in attendance with other dignitaries for that church service.
Mr. Wong, Mr. Johnson, thank you, gentlemen, for joining us here on the Morning Edition, and best of luck as
It's
you
a
continue
pleasure.
to keep our community safe.
Thank you.